Hello, Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, good evening. Welcome to the SS Chandhok Talk show. I'm very happy today that we are going to start up with a very refreshing topic. It is about the importance of mathematics, the importance of technology in mathematics. We have very eminent guests today present over here. First of all, we have Amrita Burman, ma'am. She is the Deputy Director of Sunbeam Group of Schools, Varanasi. She is a passionate educator who believes that it is the only through education that India's destiny can change. Ma'am has been associated with Sunbeam for over 27 years now. She did her MA and MBA from Kolkata. She has done her certificate course in advanced education leadership and development strategies of online teaching and learning from Harvard Graduate School of Education. She, along with her team, has researched and worked on the Sunbeam Precept, which guides the academic and co-curricular transactions at Sunbeam. She closely monitors the unpacking of the Precept across 25 Sunbeam schools. She has traveled widely both in India and abroad and is in complete synchronization with her work happening in the field of education all around. She is also the head of Round Square of Sunbeam Schools. She was the part of the FICCI RISE delegation which visited London in Feb 2019 to attend Learn It and has also attended the Microsoft World Educators Conference E2 in Paris, besides being present in panelist experts in a host of national and international conferences. Apart from this, ma'am is also associated with so many associations on national and international level, as well as she's also associated and have got awards from so many associations that she might be have kept in 3 or 4 rooms. We welcome you, ma'am, and thank you so much for coming. Please let us know and inspire us about how did you came into the education journey and how are you looking after all these things.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chandhok. It's an absolute pleasure to be back on this show. And of course, I got into this profession, as I even mentioned last time, because there was a passion to make a difference. I started as a teacher, moved on to be an academic head, and then of course moved on to be the principal and then a director. I've been in this field now for close to 30 years. And the only thing that keeps me going is the smiles of the children every morning and the fact that I, actually grow younger every day when I'm in touch with the young students. And also, the most important thing, the fact that you make a change in somebody's life and you make a change in the student's life. I must mention here that since you mentioned we've got 25 schools, 7 are our own co-branches. The others are, of course, the associates. And the best part is that we are present in 3-tier towns, mainly of UP. And I think the smiles on those faces, the fire in those bellies, when we go around, when we make a difference, when the precept or whatever we do at Sunbeam manages to inch them to a better future and a better tomorrow, I think those are the incentives that keep me going. So I think it's just about the presence of children in my lives that is the push, the catalyst to do something new every day, to make a difference in children's life every day. So that's what my little journey has been about. Thank you.
Amazing, ma'am. Amazing, wonderful. And you are looking after so many schools together. I've seen academics and everything you're looking into. Hats off to you too, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, and welcome, ma'am. Next, we have Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, sir. He is the principal of Kunwar Global School, but he is not only a principal, he is an all-rounder. I mean, he has not left any of the field of education. So many things he has done into education that you won't be able to pronounce it even, and you might be knowing about that, totally about that. Sir is a versatile person, a wonderful person and a gentleman, of which I have never met people like him. About him, sir, Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, he is a national awardee in the year 2005, a white and a yellow belt in Six Sigma, a certified NLP business diploma holder, an educational innovator, author with expertise in Six Sigma in education, academic audits, neuro-linguistic program NLP, total quality management in education, an experiential educator, a CBSE resource towards school assessments, SQAA, CCE, JIT, 5S, and CASM. He has also authored over 50 books on computer science for ICSC, ISC, CBSE schools students, over 30 books of academic interest in the field of education excellence, school management, teaching excellence, and Six Sigma. A former principal at the Indian Public School, New Delhi, India, an education officer at GEMS Education, India, with an ample teaching experience of over 2 decades. He is presently engaged as a principal of now Kunwar Global School. And before that, he was in NPS International School, Guwahati, Assam. He is a certified trainer for quality circles, TQM in education, and QCI standard for school acceleration, Six Sigma in education. He has also been honored with the President of India National Teachers Award in the year 2005 and the Best Science Teacher State Award by the Ministry of Science and Technology, State of UP, Innovation in Education for his inception of Six Sigma in education by Education Watch, New India. And he has received so many awards that there's a big list of him. His name is also been entered in the Limca Books of Record, India Books of Record for developing over 150 apps. He has conducted over 2,000 workshops globally on excellence in education, integrity with total quality management, and Six Sigma. Technology integrated in education, TIE, development towards being rockstar teacher, including cyberspace, cyber security, classroom management, school leadership, and management, and innovative teaching with classroom. I've got exhausted reading, sir. What have you done, sir? How, I mean, what is your age and how you had been doing this throughout your life? I mean, so many, around 80 books plus you have written. Every day I get a message that now this book is available. Now you can go for this. Sir, my 50% salary goes for your books only, sir. What to do now? And and so many, and about your workshops, the teachers training, and the management training, college level training. I had been seeing for so many years when you were here in in Lucknow and in all the companies. You haven't told us about here about your companies also for whom you have worked. So your profile, your short profile is so big that what will be your big profile? Sir, please let us know about yourself in short, because it will take a day's time to explain about you, sir. Please, sir, over to you.
Mr. Chandhok, first of all, I want to thank you for this wonderful platform. And you've already said so much that it's just to introduce myself that I'm a learner for life. And I believe the more we learn, the more we earn in terms of honor, recognition, and pride, and also money. So that is what I aim at. And whether it is teacher training, or whether it is managing a school, or helping and auditing a school, or probably I have a passion to learn about new concepts. And once I do that, I tend to reflect it in writing. And that is the preface, because there are times where there are many topics which I read around, but there is nothing written all about. For example, a word digital body language. Now, digital body language came in view when we practiced teaching while through the corona time. And then, of course, when we talk about various topics, maybe related to our teaching learning process, or maybe learning for sure as practical aspects of lives, it talks of NLP, for example, which is neuro linguistic programming. Although we have a similar use of NLP as natural language processing, which is a part of artificial intelligence. So, right from artificial intelligence to experiential learning for educators, managing schools, or anything which I find as a preface, for example, 100 effective ways to make your school assembly innovative, interesting, is what I look for and search for the topics where I write books. So, of late, I have published a book on R programming language, and then Julia programming language. So these are the things which actually I figure out learning through various courses, LinkedIn Learning, or through Udemy courses, or through interactions with people around. And that's how we tend to reflect. Also, as you have already pointed out, that I've been an author, I've been a teacher, I've been a content creator. I have worked on the cyberspace in the cloud to generate around 450 Udemy courses, which mainly are free of cost. And I would appreciate that if every teacher should be, engaged, as every teacher, every second teacher is having a YouTube video. So why not you convert these videos and put them as courses on Udemy, udemy.com. So there are few steps through which you get into it, and you can even search for a YouTube video how to put your video courses or course online on Udemy, and you get a recursive income. And it's really great that if you can make it for sale for $10 or $5, although Udemy does not sell anything below $9.9. So you end up making some money out of it as a recursive income. And then for sure, when I'm talking of my books, they are on Amazon Kindle. So anyone can put it on Kindle, on Amazon Kindle, or probably next time if I get chance, I will actually have some webinar on how to publish a book and get it on Amazon, with that preface. Because every individual who is an educator, I believe, has a trend for knowledge, continuous learning makes you a ready reckoner of yourself, and then you can very well present it. I know every teacher can be a flourished author because he or she has a wonderful knowledge in himself or herself. So that knowledge is just with the digital medium, it is so easy to, bring it in the form of a digital book or a physical book. So that helps you learn better, and of course, learn many people around. So that is my say, and I'll not take much of a time.
Amazing, sir. Amazing, sir. Welcome, sir.
God bless everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, and welcome, sir. And we had been observing you from, from education to that part of the, education industry, and coming back again to that, you have that reflection, and you have so much knowledge that, of course, you should share with us, as well as we learn from you also, sir. Thank you, sir, and welcome, sir. Next, we have Indu Sharma, ma'am. She is the principal of Sunderdeep World School, Ghaziabad. We welcome you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. She's the principal of Sunderdeep World School, Ghaziabad. She has been in the education sector for last 21 plus years. Started her career with DPS Noida as computer faculty. Her longest experience as teacher was at DPS Greater Noida. She has been the principal capacity from last 7 years. She was the founder principal of SKS World School, Greater Noida. She was PGT Computer Science and had done many computer engineering, followed by masters in IT. Currently, she is pursuing MA Psychology. She has been closely associated with Rotary Club and other NGOs, like others have also have. She has done a lot of social activities in past. Major highlights was running Chesta, a school for underprivileged in Greater Noida. Currently, she is associated with NGO Utkapult and working on
You catapult. You catapult.
Okay, you catapult forward again, and working on project Pustakale, which aims at developing libraries in remote areas of Sitamarhi, Bihar. Ma'am, you already told us in one of the session about the you catapult as well as Chesta. Please tell us about your project Pustakale.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chandhok. It's nice to be back again with you, and it's always a lovely experience. More than sharing our thoughts, I think it's interacting with the stalwarts of the industries, which you give me the opportunity, because when I hear about the profile, as you say, it's a short profile about these big people. I get a feeling that there is a lot to be done in life. We have not achieved anything. हम बहुत टाइम से शो कर रहे हैं सर. मेरा एक्सपीरियंस 27 कर दीजिए, शायद टाइपो था, 21 आ गया है. I've been in the industry for 27 years, not 21 years, and I have been principal for last 7 years. Wonderful meeting you, Amrita ma'am. You have been associated with a school for such a long time period. That really gives me a motivation, because that really requires a lot of patience and dedication. And I believe what I got from your profile was that you grew up with the school. Big achievement. And as I said, Dheeraj sir, have been we are linked with through LinkedIn, and I get to see a lot of insights about you, your work, as sir said, about the books you have written, and sometimes you take us to the tour of your school as well. Lovely flowers, and I have seen lately you have done that, so that's wonderful. About my project, आप लोगों के comparison में तो मैंने बहुत छोटा सा ही कुछ काम किया है. I have discussed with sir in my previous meetings as well that during the lockdown period we started NGO, me and my friend. She's Bombay and I am here, looking at migrant workers going back to their places and realizing they have nothing, they have absolutely nothing to do, no source of income, and education was totally in nobody's thought about them. Just we were also doing almost nothing because schools were online and we were also working from home. We started a project. I would like to add, sir, now our NGO has taken up to many additional projects. So Project Pustakale was the first one. Now we are doing Project Bunyad, Project Saksham, and we have started a radio show Vidyavani for the children. It was a beautiful journey. It is still, we are still working on it. It requires a lot of time and patience. I am not able to do that much as my fellow partner, but the first project which we started was Project Pustakale, where we realized that the children have absolutely no access to education during the pandemic. We started giving them, we thought of giving them online classes, but the places where they were, Sitamarhi, Gaya, Motihari, and couple of Madhubani. These were the 4 districts which we have taken. There was no excess of electricity, data systems and anything, but still we could manage to transport few mobile phones and laptops. The children would gather in one of their class teachers' home, and there over one mobile, few of the children used to sit, hardly 10 or 17 maximum. We used to have class 1 hour every day, random class, just to give them any kind of education. The idea was education should not stop even if the country has stopped. This idea worked well. We got a lot of second-hand mobiles and laptops as donations from our fellow friends. We didn't make it a big thing on the social media or something. When they started studying, they realized that okay, 1 घंटा laptop पे 10 बच्चे बैठ जाते हैं, कुछ समझते हैं, solar system, plants, but they don't have anything to read. Then started the Project Pustakalya, and again through set of friends, we asked people to donate the books. because there was they were looking forward to read, write, pencils, sketch pens, anything, since we were having art classes as well. So it was a big success. Project Pustakalya was a big success. Thrice I have sent almost 1200, more than 1200 books to various districts of Bihar. Now the lockdown is over and children are going to the schools. Their teachers are also back. We have taken this project of Bunyad, where we were giving them basic education 1 hour per day, to a different level. They sit in their schools. We have a radio show, Vidyavani, where through every state, we have brought one frequency also. Teachers speak, talk to them. So the children sit in the corridors और वो रेडियो की एक ट्यूनिंग करके बोला जाता है उनको अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस में, उनकी नेटिव लैंग्वेज में सिखाया जाता है. Apart from this, third project was Project Saksham. Project Saksham is about making their mothers capable of earning, empowering the women, because when the children were studying hardly 1 hour in a day or whatever, their main focus was to earn bread. Parents were not keen on their education. They were thinking that we don't have anything to eat. So we started a very small project, Project Saksham, where we could tell those ladies, through our fellow friends in Mumbai and other cities, how to make bread and buns, no fancy things. And we took one of our textile engineer friend to those areas. She gave them silk and cotton material to do Madhubani painting on them. So that is the way we have started giving them some kind of capacity to earn something. So we are still working on it. Let's hope we are able to touch few lives and make them earn and make their children study. After sending the books, another challenge was when they are keeping the books in the school or some community center or in the village hall, the rats used to eat the books. So we had to send to almiras, steel almiras through India Mart, Amazon. So a lot of, networking helped us. Lot of friends, they came forward and worked. It all worked well. Now I can say, even if we are not teaching them, more than 300 to 400 students are connected with us. And we are just doing our best, what we can do through resource people like you, who are very reached and capable and knowledgeable. Whatever we are able to give them, we give them.
Amazing, ma'am. Amazing, amazing, wonderful. And you're looking after the school also and your home also. And
Yes.
So many projects people are doing together. Hats off to you, ma'am. And we always get inspired. And I am very lucky to know you. And thank to you that you are coming to our show all the time when I am inviting you. And you're letting us know about all the work people you are doing. It's very easy to say and listen. Like you're saying, you're sending the books, the rats are eating them, you have to send them the almiras. And you told the session previously also that when the almira has been sent through the transport, the transport also has a certain place they can go till there. From there, how they have to reach the destination, that is also a big problem.
Big problem.
It's very easy to say that we said that. Oh, ठीक है, पैसे इकट्ठे करते हैं और वो भेज देते हैं. How do you send it from there? Who carries from there and goes into the interior? I mean, where there is no transportation, that is also a big
That
deal.
was one of the biggest challenge when Amazon told us that in a city area, they will drop it, and from there another 90 or 80 kilometers, those
Oh my
almiras
God.
have to
Oh
go.
my God. Oh my
And
God.
contacting the village people, giving them money to get almira for themselves. You know, it was not that they will do any effort. We said, we will pay you, you to take your thelas and bullock carts. We will pay you, you get them from there. Then who will take care of almiras from one point? It may get stolen or something. So it was a, we are
Big challenge.
busy entire day. That's a fun actually.
And ma'am, talking about now, today you told us that about that your that radio channel, the frequency you have bought. I mean, this is a very different concept. I haven't heard about that. The radio, frequency can be bought, and you can, through this you can connect with the students. Amazing and innovative, ma'am. Hats off to you, ma'am. Hats off to you. Welcome,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I must add here, I think you're doing
Yeah.
an amazing job, Indu. I'm very good, very impressive.
I'm very
And
impressive.
inspiring.
Really. You are an inspiration for many, many, many of us.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, ma'am. Then next we have Divya Kaushik Basin, ma'am. She is now the principal of Mata Rukmani Rai Arya Senior Secondary School, Sahababad, which is a very, very old school. Ma'am is the principal there in Haryana and CBSE resource person, national coordinator, SIETIIE, certified psychologist and graphologist, guest speaker at various platforms. She has worked with many institutions. Instead of reading, I'll come up to Divya ma'am. Divya ma'am, please tell us about yourself, about your education journey.
Very good evening, sir. First of all, my heartfelt gratitude to you for inviting me again, and greetings to all the eminent people. It's an absolute delight to share the platform with such stalwarts of. I mean, I was just listening to ma'am, and it was kind giving me goosebumps. I mean, we can do so many things. Otherwise, we keep on thinking about the school the entire day. But whatever philanthropic initiatives ma'am is taking, so certainly we have still a long way to go. Secondly, Dheeraj Mehrotra sir, always I see his updates on social media channels, and it's really a matter of honor for me to share the platform with such eminent people. I am the school principal. Earlier, I worked for a school for 3 years, sir, and it's recently, that I have changed my job. So I was quite anxious about the new school, but just now I was listening and I see that these people, they are doing so much, not only for their own jobs, but for the society as a whole. So it's really, it's a beautiful saying that says you should cease to be a teacher if you don't you cease to be a teacher if you're not a learner. So this platform, it kinds of, it's not only about giving a show or something, it's about listening to such people, and it's kind of like I just want to emulate if I can do just only about 10% of what others are doing. So it's a matter of extreme honor for me, sir, to share the platform with these people.
Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you so much. Next, we have Nirmal Shah, sir. He is the co-founder of Countingwell. As we know, you know all that every season we are taking up different topics, and maths was a very interesting topic. I met him somewhere in a show or somewhere, and I came to know about Countingwell. So I asked him around, and I had a lot of chat with him regarding the Countingwell, because maths is a subject which is a phobia for many. So I invited him for a few of the sessions, and thanks to Nilma sir, he, on our request, because he has observed and researched a lot on this, and he had come up with something related to technology where it makes the maths more simple, especially for the middle class students, that is for 6th, 7th, 8th, where they build up their own the base, which will take them forward for a very great future. So let me introduce formally. Sir is the co-founder of Countingwell, a maths learning app for middle schoolers. The goal is to make maths learning easy, anxiety-free, and participative for children across the country. Their focus is to help the so-called average student become more confident with maths and develop great problem-solving skills. They step in where school teachers are not able to provide personalized attention due to lack of time and bandwidth. He is also designing career and life lesson courses for the 10 to 14 age group built around maths. Kids must know that maths matters and it will matter throughout their life. The best way to do is show them how. He has over 2 decades of experience in various roles, including executive position in education, B2B marketplaces, IT consulting, and coaching and mentoring services. He had handled roles in service delivery, product management and development education, and content and curriculum development. Before I go further, sir, we'll come directly to you, Nirmal sir. Nirmal sir, please let us know about yourself, and please let us know what is this actually Countingwell. How does it helps the children to to become maths more interesting with them and easy also.
Sure. Sure. Thank you so much. And I feel honored to be in this august presence. From everything that I heard about all of you, especially the work Indu ma'am is doing, it's extremely inspiring. And we feel very small. We sit here and we think that we're doing huge business, serving thousands of students. But the kind of things that I hear, what all of you are doing, it's extremely small what we are trying to do. And I hope that at some point of time, we will achieve something together, and we will be able to achieve, bringing education and knowledge to students across the country. So at Countingwell, our goal is to democratize maths learning. And we picked maths as a single subject because we think that it's a very, very important life skill that everybody should have. No matter what other things that you do in life, math is something that develops logical thinking. Math is something that develops problem solving abilities in children. And that is why it's extremely important that children know math and children know to do math. So one thing which I have observed is that there is one thing called learning math and another thing called doing math. And very often people get confused between what is learning and what is doing. So if you think that I know what is the formula of a triangle, of the area of a triangle, or what is the formula of the area of a parallelogram, I have learned math. You might have learned it, but you really do not know how to do math, right? So our goal is that we should be able to teach children the importance of math in their life, to be able to do math and to be able to get that sense of mathematics. And that can be done only when we take away the fear. What we have seen is that for various factors, and it's not simply, very often people say that the education system is bad, the teachers are bad, and schools are bad, various things, right? And that is why the children are not learning. But then there are many other factors which affect the ability of children to learn. It is also how much the parents are able to contribute to their learning. It is also the cultural and demographic factors. And we want to make sure that with our app and with our services, we are able to bring this kind of learning to children across the country, irrespective of their gender, irrespective of which city they are in, small town, big town, whether they are coming from a background where their parents are educated or not. So that's what we want to achieve with Countingwell. And that is what we've been working towards for the last 1 year. We have about 80,000 students who have been using the app just between grade 6 to 8. And we have seen a very good effect of our learning programs. And now we want to take it forward.
So why did it came in your mind to start up with 6th, 7th, 8th only, sir? Why not from before? I mean, the classes and the forward classes. Why 6th, 7th, 8th?
So two reasons. One is that we think that the earlier classes is where even the parents are very closely involved with the children. The parents are involved. The children mostly do learning by playing, right? And it's easy to get there. In the higher classes, the children themselves become very serious. From 9th grade onwards, they know that they have to start thinking about careers and entrance exams and whatnot. So the 6, 7, 8 middle school becomes the most neglected section, if you may, right? And the other thing that happens also is that what we have seen just from our data, we have seen that the biggest fall, especially in maths performance, comes at class 7. What happens is that the concepts become more complex, so the parents are not able to contribute to the children's learning. Second is that now they start doing word problems, they start doing things which involve mixing multiple concepts to solve the problems. And that is where the children start faltering themselves. And then that whole anxiety starts getting built up. Now, when you have a classroom which has got 40, 50 students, we simply cannot expect that teacher will give individual attention to every child. Most of that attention, even if they are able to do it, it is anecdotal, right? So they think that this child may not understand or may not have understood, and they try to give attention to a specific child. But children themselves are they feel embarrassed to speak out. They don't think that, I should say that I've not understood. Other people might make fun of them, or they themselves might, feel very, very embarrassed. So that is why this gap starts coming in, where the child is not able to say that they have a problem, and therefore the teacher is not able to give the right kind of attention that the child needs. So that's the gap that we feel that we should be able to bridge. And the way we are bridging it is that when we do it in an app, now this is a purely mobile app. So now the child is doing it in the confines of his home, in the comfort of his home. And then what happens is that if the child makes a mistake, the app might say that, hey, you have made a mistake, this is how you correct it, but nobody else is watching. So that sense of embarrassment, that sense of anxiety is not there, right? So the child is happy, okay to make mistake. And we want to tell that child, right, that it's okay to make mistakes. We will correct it for you. We will teach you how to correct it. But don't worry about making mistake, and don't think that making a mistake makes you dumb or does not mean that you're not smart enough. Right? There is always a way to correct it and go forward. So we feel that all of these things are happening at this particular age in the middle school level. And that's why we started at this age.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. Welcome, sir. And we'll also talk to you further about counting well in the later part of the session. We'll come up to the next round, and we'll be needing a very short answer from all the guests, please. We'll come up to Amrita ma'am first. Amrita ma'am, we'd like to know your view on the saying that mathematics is not about number, it is about understanding.
Thank you so much. Nirmalji, I just loved what you said because, it probably sets the context for what I need to say. And the question was that it's not about numbers, it's about understanding. And I think maths is about numbers, but it is obviously about understanding through numbers. So there are always modes, there are always ways, there are wire media through which you make children understand. Understanding is, of course, your basic outcome when it comes to going into a class and teaching. You can never take that away. But you can't say that maths is not about numbers. It is, but you have to be understanding through numbers. He very rightly pointed out that it's about maths is about a lot of skills. So I think I also want to add that when it comes to maths, you do understand basically the value of the different numbers in your life, and about the fact, which we do in the very playway method, right when you start off with maths in the junior school, where you teach them the importance of numbers in their lives. So when I was talking about the skills, he spoke about the life skills, he did elaborate, but the analytical skills, the critical thinking skills, I don't want to talk about that, but basic life skills are obviously taught through maths, and that increases understanding, because I fall in love with what I'm doing the moment I understand what I'm doing. So let me give you some very few examples, which I keep telling my teachers also during the training. What do you get basically through maths? So let's not see even the different applications of maths in a diverse manner. It's all linked to what you do in real life. So for example, if I was to teach my children about addition and multiplication, of course, you do the sums, you do everything, you make it interesting, everything. I don't want to go about that because everybody knows. But basically, what are you trying to teach the children? Where is the life skill in this? The life skill in this is that there is always growth. And growth happens either in a multiplier effect, or it may happen in an addition effect. So it's very important for children to know when they're doing multiplication addition about growth. Similarly, if I was to teach them about subtraction, it's very important through this application for children to know that there's something that is taken away. How much, and when you talk about values to the children, you always talk to them about the fact that certain things which are not relevant, certain things which are not needed at this time need to be removed from your life, and that nothing remains forever. There's always things that keep diminishing. And again, when you talk to your children about division and fractions, you talk to them about distribution, you talk to them about equal and unequal distribution of things. And then you tell the children that, there's disparity in life. And another very important, great sharing that the value that you teach your children is about sharing. So it's everything that you do has an impact on children's lives. Data, for example. If there is data and data interpretation, look at the way we are talking about data and data analytics today. I think after COVID, everybody talks about, we need to get the data, we need to interpret it. So when we are talking about data interpretation to children, we obviously tell them that you have to understand the fact that this is the reality, the mirror of what you've been doing. And more importantly is, what are you going to do out of this data? Because that is when you learn real life application and usage. Even simple things like your time and money. You look at the kind of value that gives you. The children learn how to look at a watch. I remember till date as a child, when I was taught how to see the watch, that aha moment was great. I think I still feel that the feeling when I look at a watch, that somebody back in school taught me how to see the watch, and of course taught me the value of saving both time and managing it, and also money. So I think it's very, very important that through numbers, through maths, you lead to understanding. So you can never say that it is not about numbers. So I reiterate the fact that maths is about understanding through numbers. You cannot delineate the two. Thank you.
Amazing, ma'am. Amazing. So we can also say that, like pre-primaries, we say it is playway method. You have to make playway method from PG to class grade 12, whichever subject it is, especially about maths. When you make it like a games and interesting way, and you are also like you were speaking about the life skills. You see, when you were talking about addition, multiplication, or division, you're talking about the life skills. So child is learning with connecting to the life skills. So there the learning is like we can say in very precise, it's a playway method. When we go through playway method, the subject will become interesting. And of course, you said that it is understanding through numbers. Thank you so much, ma'am. Next, we'll come to Dr. Dheeraj Mehrotra, sir. Sir, it is often seen that mathematics is regarded as the most difficult subject, especially during the middle school, as everybody was speaking right now. How can this misconception can be removed according to you?
I fully agree with you that this is a misconception, and we need to nail it to bring it out. Why nail it is because the fact there are many, many ways we can make learning interesting. And of course, teaching maths has been now integrated with the implementation of technology as using a lab of maths, wherein they make various figures. And of course, computation has become so easy now with the innovative ways which have been into progress of the very structure. And I'm very sure that with a simple reason, when I tend to reflect my days of learning, when I was at Boys High School, Allahabad, I remember one of my teachers saying that you remember shortcuts. And here I tend to remember some of them as I have a mind 1.414, the square root of something. And then for sure, some people have curly black hair through proper brushing, which talks about sine, cos, tan. And that representation is still, after I don't know how many years of learning, I do remember, whenever whenever I go to 6th, 7th, 8th as an observation, I tend to tell it to my children and even ask what I know and remember in maths. And figuring as Amrita ma'am rightly pointed out that how data has become the new currency, and it has dwelled the importance. And when integrated with computer science, I always have data handling, conversions from binary to decimal, and for sure hexadecimal, and then playing with Boolean algebra. So this is all the new way of learning, and data science as integrated as a new capsule for learning is all instrumental with the help of maths only. We talk about various things like indices to set theory to understanding about the permutations and combinations. All these have a real significance in our lives. And the teacher's duty is to make it interesting for the children by indicating that how it is going to be implemented in real life, like how it is going to be connected and how it is being rooted in our daily activities, whether it is kitchen or whether it is in the office space or in the field outside. So that aspect of innovation from the side of the teachers wonders, and of course makes it easy to learn and interesting to learn. It is not only removing the phobia of maths, but also introducing the interest of maths. And above all, as I've been speaking all over, that the children will only like the subject if they like the teacher. So the first thing is you have to carry yourself the best, connect with your team, with your students, with your colleagues the best way possible. And it is automatically, a reflex action which comes to the subject. Oh, my teacher, I've been recognized in my maths class. I got a wow in my maths class by my teacher. And for sure, maths is becoming my one of the favorites. So this is the expertise one has to carry as an educator. And yes, it is the talk of the town. Probably it was the talk of the town, but actively now every subject is an innovative subject and an interesting subject for the students, but only when the teachers make it so. So we need to reflect, like, for example, with integration of technology, whether it is a Kahoot quiz or whether it is a Canva design, there are n number of platforms where we can design, draft, and implement, even engage the children to the best of their learning. So not only maths, it can be X number of subjects which need to be integrated, valued to them, and recognize talents. It's not just the counting which works in maths, it is also the remembrance. And I would love to integrate the use of artificial technology or probably artificial intelligence as defined by the CBSE, that how maths teacher can use AI to make their classroom interesting, how English teachers can use AI to use and to implement that learning in the classroom with the help of the technology. So I would appreciate that if you visit the CBSE Academics website, there has been n number of sessions conducted by the CBSE to integrate AI into various subjects, and maths is one of them. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
high time, and I believe what Mr. Narang also pointed out, that this is the high time now, because many more subjects will come and maths will become the base. We don't know whether the cryptocurrency part also comes in the syllabus next season. Who knows?
Who knows?
That probably will be a party, because the children who are going to be working in the workspace 10 years from now will have to talk about these terms, whether it's IoT or cryptocurrency or other things, when government is thinking of bringing out their own cryptocurrency. So it's going to be the new talk of the town for sure. So let's work the talk, not talk the talk, and walk the talk. Thank you.
Amazing, sir. So we can sum up what you said was that teachers cannot be replaced. Whatever technology comes in, teacher cannot be replaced. But these technology can be a type of tools which the teachers can use, and can make it more interesting for the students, because students during these 2 years now, they don't want to pick up their books. They want to have gadgets. Whatever they want to learn, the learning should go on. So teachers cannot be replaced, as well as these are the tools which we get. Thank you so much, sir.
But if the teachers who don't integrate technology, they will be replaced by the teachers.
Yeah, of course.
And vice versa.
Vice versa. For sure. Thank you, sir. Indu ma'am, will you like to add something to this topic?
Maths, sir, it's a difficult subject. Yes, indeed, it's a difficult subject, but only till you think about it and the way you are taught. Otherwise, whenever I'm addressing my students, particularly the middle wing, and I just ask them random question: who is your favorite teacher? Who is the strictest one? Who is the one you are most scared of? So I have seen the most comfortable and lovable teacher is English teacher generally, because she tells you stories and poems and take you to another world, some where deep down the woods or some river and, butterflies. But when it comes to the most toughest teacher you are scared of, they say maths teacher. Senior children talk about physics teachers as well. So it's connected, physics and maths. So I always tell my maths HODs and maths teachers at middle level, bhai tum log aisa kya karte ho jo bichare bacche tumse darte hain. And this has always been a trend. It's not that right now, even when we talk about our teachers, if I remember somebody I used to be scared of, some class, some period, it was maths period. Oh my God, maths sir is coming. You know why? It all depends on teacher. Again, I'll get back to this. When interacting with the children, they tell the toughest subject is maths. I tell them, you go to a street vendor, a child of your age is there. He shows me a papaya, a huge papaya, and I ask him, how many, what's the cost? He simply says, say 45 rupees kg. And that papaya comes out to be 2.75 kg. It will take me 10 minutes because of the formula I am applying, which I learned, unitary method, and that child, 12-year-old or 10-year-old child will give me the answer within, I think, 10 seconds or something. I'll keep on thinking 45 into 290 plus so whatever I'm thinking of the cost, and he will tell me exact cost, even if it is 100 grams of dhania or whatever. So I generally, it's not about the teaching, how you teach maths. It's all about how you need maths. You know, these people, all the hawkers and street vendors, they have never been told maths. Nobody has taken any class, but they are very good at maths. You cannot give them give them anything less than what they deserve, and they will never keep any 50 paisa extra than what you deserve. So it's not about teaching or methodology. It's about how you need it and where maths touches you in your life. So that is one of the most important thing. If it doesn't, you don't need maths in your life.
So that means necessity is the mother of,
Yes, sir.
learning.
I think everybody will agree to it. If
Yes,
you
ma'am.
don't need maths in life, you will be always be scared of it. You tell me, we talk about any other subject, Sanskrit, and let's all talk in Sanskrit, we all will be scared because we don't need Sanskrit in our lives. We are not even interested. But yes, maths take us to the senior level. Whichever good courses any curriculum offers, it has to has maths because it sharpens your mind. It improves your logical thinking and abacus and all those. These were introduced, all these support systems to increase the efficiency of the brain. A person good at maths will be good at everything. This is a general perception. If you have a good maths, and I have seen these children who are good at maths, they really do too much of logical thinking quicker than others. It's as simple as when we talk about shift these pots, big pots in the school. This is even if it is for aesthetic sense. Now we are talking about the integration of subject to make the school beautiful. Even if we think, okay, we'll shift this pot and keep some object, beautiful object in that in its space, we will be thinking in a creative, aesthetic manner. But a maths teacher will immediately within 2 seconds point out, "Arey, itni to jagah hi nahi hai, ye aayega hi nahi." So that is how and where you require maths. So they have more objectivity, they have more logical thinking, and it is required. And as sir said, that the teachers play a very important role. Teachers in middle classes, they make, I feel, the subject as a scary subject. The subject is same, but yes, we are introduced to Boolean algebra, we are introduced to equations, and then surface area, volume, and those complex 2 pi r square something. So children are scared, but we need to take it stepwise. We need to slice off the syllabus very effectively in a manner that the complex topics are taken earlier, so that entire year they are practicing those topics in a very sliced manner. It's not area, perimeter, volume. I think that is the toughest one during 6 and 7, and which have very complex formulas. Cuboid ka kuch aur hai, cube ka kuch aur hai, cylinder ka something else. We focus on completing one chapter,
Yeah.
and that chapter involves 20 equations. And whatever assignment we are taking, whatever half-yearly summative assessment we are taking, we will give that entire chapter. Now look at the plight of the child, poor child. Apart from other graph and other chapters, linear equation, the child is learning about the perimeter, surface area, which are the terms, sir, if I'm missing out of 6 shapes: cube, cuboid, cylinder, cone.
So, ma'am, actually, what you want to say is he's actually learning. He's not understanding that. He's not enjoying it.
He has to give exam where he has to learn 20 formulas and score.
But doesn't knows how to apply it. So
why will he know? He has an exam tomorrow where 40 marks of answer.
No, but he is knowing formula, but he's not able to apply it because flexibility.
And he doesn't want to apply because by that time the child is too scared.
Yeah.
My God, if I miss out, वो सारा दिन यही याद करता रहता है, cuboid का क्या है, cube का क्या है, cylinder का क्या है, cone का क्या है. And the moment he sees the question, everything just evaporates, flushes out from his mind. And mummy, मैं तो गलत कराया because मैंने इसकी. See, we have to plan it. Here comes the role of the teacher. Why to give the entire chapter together? First term, April month, let's pick up this chapter. We will only work on cube or perimeter, surface area, whatever you people are teaching, maths teachers. Next month, take another object. It will be easy for the child to remember. If you have 6 objects, please stretch the topic for 6 months so that child is only focused on one object, one shape per month or maybe per fortnight, 15 days. Evaluate that. At least he should be aware of.
Ma'am, if the teacher will take 6 objects for 6 months, your principal in Indu Sharma ma'am, principal ma'am will call and say, what about the syllabus? You
Just
are still
slice
doing
out
that
the
one
syllabus.
subject.
Plan it, sir. It doesn't mean you don't have to take other chapters. The problem is we have to
Right.
complete that chapter in 7 days, happen whatsoever. We have to slice it off. It doesn't mean that rest of the, just take one of that object
So
in one.
actually, you want to say is that the things have to be made interesting instead of going straight forward and making them learn.
Yes, it's all about
That is more
teacher.
important.
Somebody can plan it that way. The child
Yes,
will
ma'am.
never feel it difficult, and I'm telling you, they will remember all the
Throughout
formulas.
their life.
Yeah, throughout their lives, because at one part of their life, they were only studying about one object. Even if you ask me today, I'll be confused about, I am confused, I am an engineering person, because we have to just plan it out. And we have to make sure the child is very confident when he moves to the next object or next
Right,
shape. So it's all about teachers. It's all about where you are going to use it practically and how much you are interested in learning the subject. This is my take in this.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll come up to Divya, ma'am. Divya, ma'am, how does technology helps in making maths more easy and interesting?
Sir, before discussing technology, I would say mathematics, these digits and lines and theorems, they have always sent shivers down my spine. Reason being, we always were taught, we were never told how to do it and why to do it at all. As our first speaker, ma'am has very beautifully mentioned that the things, they need to be blended with the life skills. And being a psychologist, I would say that mathematics, it's a completely logical subject. So first of all, like the right hemisphere of the brain, it governs the emotions. So first of all, we need to motivate the students. We have to make the base, as we have to create, rouse their interest. Then only I feel that the children, they can do justice with the subject. Otherwise, what the teachers do, because we need to reform our pedagogical part as well. The teachers, they straight away, they go to the classes. I, being a good student, I used to score well in mathematics, but I never realized that where am I going to use it in my life, and always it scared me. So I think, because as in Bloom's taxonomy also, it's very beautifully mentioned that if we want anything to be retained in the memory for long, then 3 things need to be done. It should be like the usage of head, heart, and hands. That means, first of all, the emotional part, that should be included. Then because all the children, they are not good listeners, or they don't have the visual part so strong, so definitely the kinesthetic part, I mean, they should be involved in some activity part as well. Then only I think they can retain it better in their memory. And as far as ICT is like you just asked me, so I think definitely it has a pivotal role now, because this pandemic has catapulted us into a decade ahead. So definitely we cannot do away with, as sir already mentioned, that if the teachers, those who are blending technology with pedagogical part, certainly they are going to be there. Otherwise, they are going to be the traditional teaching that we used to do, that is going to be obsolete in the years to come.
Amazing, ma'am. Amazing. Wonderful. Because students have also become very smart. They don't attend the classes. When the parents are saying, they are saying that we'll go into the YouTube channel and find out some videos of other teachers with the same topics. So if you want to, have respect amongst the students, and if you want, they should attend your classes and enjoy it. So you have to have a mixed blend of, technology as well as teaching. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. We'll come to Nirmal Shah, sir. Nirmal, sir, you have heard to all the eminent guests. As an expert of mathematics, please tell us that how these problems can be solved when we are talking about the middle-aged students, the middle classes, 7th, 8th, 9, 6th, 7th, 8th, and how does your app helps them to build up confidence in mathematics?
Sure, sir. So first, let me I'm just reminded of something when all of you spoke about how teachers play an important role in the learning. I still remember my maths teacher's name from 6th, 7th, 8th grade, Mrs. Tessie John. She's not even there anymore, but I remember her name because she was such an amazing teacher. She made us feel at ease with the subject. I would not say that I'm very good at math, but I have no fear of math. And that is because of the teacher. And that is because how that teacher brought us very close to the subject. They made us feel very comfortable. She made us feel extremely easy with numbers, right? Maybe I cannot do calculus, maybe I cannot do differential equations, and I never have to do that in my life. But if I have to just handle numbers, I can do that. And I think that is the magic of a teacher in your life. And that is something which technology or app or videos cannot solve, right? It is that person who comes into your life and who guides you in the right way. And what I believe is that with something like Countingwell or any other technology, a blended learning where the technology supports the teacher rather than replaces the teacher, as Dr. Dheeraj also said, that teacher cannot be replaced. Teachers are extremely important to everybody. But at the same time, what can technology give which can become a powerful tool for the teacher? So for example, one of the things which we have done in our app is that we have broken down the problem solving process into multiple skills. So one of the things what we realized is that when children try to solve the problem, they come with the mindset that it is always about numbers. So if I have to do some number operations, I will be able to solve a problem. But from sixth standard onwards, and especially in 7th and above, we see that they have word problems, they have multiple concepts. So now they have to actually use some English language skills to be able to comprehend the problem in the first place, right? So when you say, for example, what Indu ma'am said, that if I go to buy papaya and if I go to buy dhania and you buy 4 different vegetables, the papaya wala or the sabji wala will calculate everything and tell you right there. But if you tell the child that I am buying 2.5 kg of papaya and 1 bundle of dhania and 100 grams of chili, and this is the price, then the child will start writing down each of that individual. So one is that they have to understand first what they are supposed to do. Then they have to be able to actually, do some kind of thinking and say that this is the strategy, how I will calculate, right? So chili is only 100 grams. So I have to divide the price per kilo by 10, simple. It's so easy, but the children don't think like that. They start trying to do, gram into kilogram and a unitary method and this and that. So much complexity comes in, whereas it's a very easy calculation. So the idea is that how can we tell the children that there are other skills involved? You have to do some kind of understanding of what you are supposed to do, apply a mathematical context, and then you do the numbers, whatever you have to do. So that's what we have tried to build into the app. We have tried to break down the problem solving process into multiple skills which are required and put a special focus on comprehension and modeling skills, which the child should start developing from 6th, 7th grade. And then they start going into the number operations. Now, as a tool to the teachers, what we are doing is that we do an assessment, we do a formative assessment for the child, on the child, and we say that this is what the child needs to know in order to be able to solve math problems. So again, I go back to what Indu ma'am said, because I really relate to what she said. Okay. The kind of things she said about why do we cram so many topics in one session, right? Now, it's because we want to complete the syllabus. And then because of that, you try to include too many topics and try to include all of them into a single test. And then the child starts faltering. So instead of that, if we can do this kind of a test every day and say, okay, we will test you on what you learned today. If you did not learn it, we will fill that gap for you. So that when you are coming back to class tomorrow, you can just move forward instead of being stuck in the same place, or instead of discovering that you are stuck only at the end of the term. So why don't we try to understand where you are stuck while you are stuck, not much later. So what happens is when you get to the quarterly exams, you have completed 4 chapters and you are actually ready to jump into the 5th chapter. And at that time, if you realize that I did not learn the first chapter very well, you will not have the time to go back. So what we want to do is we do a formative assessment. We show the teacher and the child that this is why you are not able to move forward. We will fill this gap. So by tomorrow, you are ready for your next class. You have already filled the gap. The teacher also knows that this is where the gap is. So before they complete the chapter, if they are able to assist the child, then it becomes very easy for the child to move forward without having to worry about कि exam में मेरा क्या होगा या मैं ये भूल गया. At least to some extent, we will be able to achieve a higher learning for the child or improved learning for the child. So that is essentially what we have built into the app, and that is how we are trying to assist the teacher as well as the child in overcoming the learning gaps. So the idea is that we find what the learning gaps are even from the previous classes. So one of the other things what we have realized, and we did this assessment of about all the students who have used our app in the last year, and what we found is that at least about 17-18% of the children are not able to solve problems in their current class because they did not learn something well in the previous class. So how do we fill that? Now the teacher is not going to have the time to even understand that in the first place, and second, not have time to fill it anyway. So can technology help in these areas, right? So this is where the artificial intelligence also comes into play, where we are able to create these kind of assessments, understand what the gaps are, fill it, and show the teacher that these are the gaps. We have been able to fill this through the app, and the rest is up to you. Kindly help the child. So that way it becomes truly blended learning. At the same time, it becomes a very powerful use of the technology for the child as well as the teacher.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. And moreover, sir, because as a tool, apps like Countingwell, they're very helpful to the kids. As we say, if their child has gone into the class today or had missed the class, so he can study anytime, anywhere.
Right.
In the evening, in the evening, if he wants to learn the learning gap, I was not able to understand that, or I had missed the class today, I can go through it, what the teacher taught. And when I'm coming next day, that learning gap will be filled and he'll be, in the equal level. Because all of us are running for the results. Yeah, the children should get very good result. But we see if it's a class of 30 or 40, we have 2 to 3 toppers in the class. And at the very same time, we say every child is born with the equal mind. But because learning gap is there, that is why there are only 2 to 3 toppers in the class. Others are average or below average. So,
exactly.
So this technology and apps like Countingwell and all, they are helping the students to bridge up the learning gap. They were not able to understand today. Again, when they're going to next day, they will not be able to understand, because when you are comparing with the last day, जब कल का समझ नहीं आया तो आज कैसे समझ में आएगा, या last year का नहीं आता था तो इस साल का कैसे आ जाएगा. So this learning gap is being covered up by technology, that he goes at home when he's refreshed, when he's settled, that now I have to study mathematics, say he'll come up to the app, he will understand the concept again, and it goes into his mind. And when he comes up the next day inside in the school with ma'am, yes ma'am, it is what it was like this, and we'll do it like this. So like we will have equal toppers inside the class. And mathematics is a subject where the child is excelling in mathematics. For sure, he'll be able to do everything in all the subjects. He'll excel for sure. Thank you so much, sir. We'll come up to the next round. We need to have a very a very precise answer, 1 minute answer for everyone. There's a request. I'll come up to Amrita ma'am. Amrita ma'am, it has been seen especially that girls have lesser interest in mathematics as compared to boys. According to you, what are the reasons behind it?
So,
yeah, there are exceptions also. Yeah.
I will answer this question, but I'm tempted to just add to the discussion that was happening. Indu ji said that, most of the teachers that are really feared and hated possibly are the ones who are the maths teachers. And there was another, thought from Nirmal ji. And I think personally that if you have a great maths teacher, somebody who makes you feel comfortable with what you're doing, I think they are the ones who are loved the most. And I think there are varied examples of this, because you may be quite stoic to your English teacher, but if you have a great maths teacher, look at the kind of love and affection. He in fact mentioned one of his teachers. So I personally feel it's not about what you teach and when you teach. I don't stand against what she says. There has to be a lot of balance in your curriculum and the way you place it. There has to be a chronology to what you teach, when you teach. But what's important is how you teach. If you get as a good teacher what you have to teach and the way you teach it, there's no way that there will ever be fear. So I think it's all about teacher training, and it's all about our teachers being a little evolved. So that's just, I was tempted to add that. Coming to this very disturbing question of yours about girls not being good at maths. Ever since I read that question, I was wondering, oh God, why this question? That too on the 9th of March, when just yesterday we were all going crazy about celebrating International Women's Day. So number one, I don't agree with your question. I think it's not right, because you yourself mentioned that there are exceptions, but let's not say that it's an exception to the rule, because even that starts at a premise that girls are basically not very good at maths. Very few girls are good at maths. I think the basic problem is this perception, this social perception of girls not being good at maths. This perception, even in families, where if a father or a parent has to make a choice of a girl's career, to sit down, and even if the girl keeps saying, "Mere ko na science karna hai," it is usually because she's grown up in that environment, and there are always living room talks as, "Ladke to maths mein अच्छे हैं, लड़कियां बहुत अच्छी नहीं होती, ये तो humanities करेगी, वो मेरा बेटा science करेगा." So when you grow up under these circumstances, how do you expect girls to be good at maths? To look at your teachers in the classroom, there are talks like, these are boys, and therefore I know they're going to be very good at math. Boys, you are going to be engineers. Girls, you're going to do humanities. So I think these social perceptions, these stereotypes, make the girls go away from maths. But the fact is that there are not exceptions, but many who are basically good at maths. So if the environment is good, if the environment makes the girls believe in themselves, and the fact that there is actually no difference between the brain of a boy and a girl, that's scientifically proven. So why should we think that it's because of my gender that I'm not good at maths? It's either because of the stereotype and social perception, or it's like all boys are not good at maths. So why do you expect that the girls should all be good at maths? It's just about your multiple intelligence, as someone mentioned. It's just about your logical analytical skills. If you have a bent towards logical and analytical thinking, it doesn't matter which gender you belong to. You will be good at maths if I get the right environment, and if I get a brilliant teacher, which is true for a boy as much as it is for a girl. So that's what I want.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And this was not my question. Somebody had offered me this question that I should ask to the principals and the educators that why it is like this. I said I'll ask a question for you, and let me see what answer I get. A very burning and firing answer I got from you.
Timing was wrong.
The timing was also wrong. Timing also wrong.
Yesterday only we were celebrating the womanhood.
Ma'am, we are married. We are celebrating 365 days Women's Day. We do not take any pangas from the women. None of us. You can see the smile of all the sirs. It shows. वो कहते हैं ना कि आप तो शेर थे, कहते हैं लेकिन उसके ऊपर माता बैठ गई, तो हम शेर नहीं रहे फिर. So it's like that only. Dheeraj sir is also agreeing, and Nirmal sir is also agreeing. And we are all, taking away our words. Women or girls can do anything. Only the thing is that teacher should be very good. I had been somewhere near maths only. I have been accountancy teacher. Even after 25 years, when my kids are meeting me, or after 20 years, they are, liking me like something. You have to make a class interesting. Like I said, that it should not be playway method in pre-primary. It should be playway method from PG to grade 12. Then only the child will take interest in your subject, and you will become the favorite teacher. And I am very happy that I had been the favorite teacher of many, many, many students. And I'm proud of them also. Thank you so much, Amrita ma'am. And it was a wonderful answer which I got from you. And people, when they'll see this, they'll get their answer. Who asked this question? Believe me, it was not my question on 9th of March. I'll come up to Dheeraj sir. Dheeraj sir, it is often seen that understanding of concepts in mathematics is missing. What are your suggestions to the teachers, and how should they teach?
Well, I repeat the same preface on the ground that it all depends on how you interact with the students and how you make yourself presentable, observable, and above all, the committed thing which you plan in your plan book has to be executed. explanation. You just very well right, explaining the concept of coordinate geometry, right? Or the coefficient or the indices. But does it go the other way? We need to look back on that ground. How are the attributes being presented? What are the necessary videos we have shared with the children in the classroom now? Because when we're talking of the terms like blended learning or flipped learning, I think we have to make it in action, and then only we can reverberate out of it with the ecosystem of teaching and learning. It should not be just that solving few questions on the blackboard or on the whiteboard and giving them the answers and explaining the concept. It will not work. And as we have been discussing that, yes, it is a phobia for all the subjects. In fact, if the child has a phobia of one subject, it is actually ground to go to other subject as well. So I believe that the priority here comes is with the teacher, and the teacher has the whole fillip of it, that yes, I'm going to do wonders in my classroom. So the first tip, which I've also given in one of my books, 200 wow teaching ideas, if I can base and kidnap a little weightage on sponsoring my book here, is about 200 wow teaching ideas, where I've said that yes, we need to recognize the child in the classroom in whatever he has replied. And we need to tend to ask questions which 90% of the children are able to answer rather than not able to answer, because then only the engagement meter will increase. Maybe we can start our class with what do you know or what do you mean by a straight line? How many degrees does a straight line has? Simple question, and then tell them this is 180 degrees. So when we're talking about it, the other day, we also got a flashing message on WhatsApp about teaching them the degrees by opening the threshold of the door, with the hinges, that this is 30 degrees, this is 20 degrees, or many of the schools started, painting the tables and the numbers on the staircases of the different buildings so that they remember out of it. But let me tell you very frankly, gone are the days of mugging up. I remember my parents, grandparents used to say, beta pahada yaad kar lo, table yaad kar lo, the 12th table you should remember, 13th, oh, you are in class 6th, you don't know the table of class, 12, 14, But now I recollect what is the bloody fun out of it, that how you come out. I'm sorry if I've used the wrong word. And then we need to tend to reflect the child that how it is like that. I tell you a very comic thing. When I was, observing my child, my daughter, studying in one of the schools here in Lucknow, and she used to come up with and learning 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9. And then out of the blue, I remembered, though she's talking is something different. Then I overheard and said, then I heard her saying, it is dad, it is 2 2s are, A-R-E, 2 2s are 4. And we used to learn it as 2 2s are, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, and which came out in our mind as if a part that we have to learn it as a part of a doha or something. But I'm sorry to say that it is the high time, at the age of becoming the father, I could learn from my daughter that it is actually 2 2s are, A-R-E, 4. So this is the unfortunate part of the learning that we need to look out at and make the children involve into it and get set go with the right kind of approach and learning. The government of India has initiated the NEP. Let's come down to it, that what and how we are going to be implementing experiential learning in the classroom. What are the tools? Like the other day we had the representative from Wordsworth for English. Now we have gentlemen from the other company. So these are the initiatives we need to borrow in hand so that we can practice those expertise in the classroom, because we cannot teach the way we were taught. If I stand here to teach the way I was taught, I'm sorry, out of the blue, I will be out from this whole classroom. I have to innovate my teaching in the classroom. I have to be creative. I have to actually benchmark the best quality teaching available in the world through, of course, Googling and other sorts of sharing information. So my attribute to the child, of course, has to be to engage the child, first of all. And I request the teachers who are watching here to, first of all, make the classroom a hub of learning by giving importance to the children. It is not because of you they are there, it is because of them you are there.
You are there.
Yeah.
Sir,
So
sir,
we
yeah.
make them feel comfortable. It is not only that the evening classes where they are going to be dependent on. I'm sorry to say
Yeah.
that if a child goes for tuition, that means the teacher is failed in his duties, to bring out that learning to that child. And that way, of course, as principals and as teachers, I've been teaching computer science for over 2 decades. I believed in the fact that no child of mine goes for private tuitions. And henceforth,
Amazing.
somebody goes, if I find, I'm sorry, child, you have to go for the coaching, that means I'm good for nothing for you. I'm really sorry for that. And I need to work out for that. And probably having that high belief is the priority. And I remember when I was getting the National Teacher Award by Kalam Saab, he told me one thing, that let your children feel of the fact that having a small aim in life is the biggest crime in the world. And for sure, promote your children, motivate them to think high and think that, yes, you can do it. You can do it. It should be the objective of every classroom. Thank you.
Amazing, sir. Amazing, sir. I will just share an example with you, sir. The teachers come and say that we still respect our teachers, and now the students, they don't respect. They still respect. You see, I got an experience from my child only when he was in grade 4, and he's a topper in this class and school also. So one day when final exams were about to start in grade 4, his mother told him that don't go to school tomorrow, and you can do your revision in at home. So he said, I'll look into my timetable, then only I'll decide I'm going tomorrow or not. When it came to mathematics, he said, no, Papa, the way ma'am teaches in the methods stepwise, you won't be able to do that. So I was very happy. He has failed me and the math teacher is passed. And when it came to Hindi, he said, leave it, Papa. We play with her. हम खेलते हैं उनसे. I was amazed. A grade 4 child saying, okay, we play with her. So it is like the children, they are very smart. We were, respecting our teachers because of the fear. I was studying here in ICSC school, missionary school, St. Aloysius in Kanpur, and it was a boys' school, and a teacher, he has to have a thin cane. He used to cane us at the back, and we were very feared. So that was actually fear, and now students, they are very smart, because I remember when I started my career around 25 years back, when I went to my principal and to thank him for giving me the job, he said, don't thank me, thank these students. They keep you, and they are the only people who show you the way out. And this is the legacy which you learn from your different, the principals or the administrators you have worked under, and you learn from that. Okay, this thing should be kept in mind. If you want to have respect, you should have to earn your respect. You will not get respect. Thank you so much, Dheeraj sir. We'll come up to Indu ma'am. Indu ma'am, please, you also discuss that. When we say that understanding concept in maths is missing, what according to you should be teacher should do?
Sir, first of all, the point you said, children do look at timetable, because I have been observing when we started with offline. Recently, maybe in September, October, UP government allowed us to go offline. We were observing children were coming alternate days, because we were given only 3 hours a day to open the school. So there was a trend, a cycle a pattern which we could identify that, okay, today children are coming, tomorrow. And teachers used to come and say very casually, especially, so 12th science, children will not come tomorrow. I said, how come you're so sure? They used to say, and that's a trend. They are coming one day and another day they are not coming. I said, no, there is something which we are missing. Let's find out. So we called the class teacher. Nobody had any clue. I went directly to the children. I said, the teachers are saying that in last 1 week there had been a trend. What is it all about that one day you all come? So like you said, They say we come only on the days when we have a physics class, but the day we have chemistry class, we don't come because we all have to go to our tuitions. I said, so now we have got into the problem. Then I talked to the chemistry teacher. Whatever was to be done, we did, and ensure that children are coming daily to the school, and the gaps were filled up. So this is one major thing which this question I'll answer with my practical experiences only. No, I have another thing, the influence of teacher in making maths a simple or making it difficult is my life example. I'll just wind up and I'll be very crisp and short. My own son, till class 12th, pre-board, 11th finals, he was constantly scoring 60% in maths. When we admitted him to commerce, he wanted to opt for commerce without maths. But again, ma'am will say, gender prejudice that अरे नहीं लड़का है तो maths तो लेनी ही पड़ेगी. So I said, what will you do with the IP or physical education as your fifth subject? So you have to take maths. Let's see what we do in 12th. And he said, my whole percentage will come down if we take maths in 11th. But since I am a teacher and I was teacher in the same school, I pushed him. Like many of Indian parents, nahi maths to leni hai. 11th was bad. Yes, 12th I was very worried. We all are middle class people. All we can give our children is education. So 12th I was very worried. But the teacher in 12th, he got, and I was in a school there where the science section there used to be 5-6 science sections, 5-6 commerce sections. So since I had no say in the timetable, I always used to pray somewhere that tomorrow the timetable will be out. I hope a teacher is teaching my son. And that happened. That particular teacher, he was not even the HOD, he was teaching my son. I was little relieved. And the moment he started taking classes, I could see my son gaining confidence after, remember sir, it was after 14 years of teaching. Fine, done. I could see some glow in his face, on his face. Finally, when it comes to, yes, we all do that, coaching, extra coaching we give our children. I was very sure that group tuitions won't help him. Individual tuition, I need the best one in the town because of maths only. So I started looking for a teacher. Now, sir, please understand, this was pre-board result came. Rest of the subject he was doing well, but maths again he was stuck at 72%, which was not a glorious result as per somebody who was planning to go for DU, Delhi University. So I just thought about it. Till that point, I had no tuition. I have no tuition concept at home. My daughter is currently in class 12th. I'm talking about 2015. So then I started hunting for a support teacher, not a tuition teacher, support teacher. That sir used to come once in a week only. That was after pre-board, which is January. March is the exam. January onwards, he used to charge obnoxious. He told me he used to come from Model Town, Delhi area, and I had no time. I used to give him the time slot of 11:30 to 12:30 night. And I used to say, sir, kahin se bhi aana hai, aap aiye. I'll pay whatever you are asking. This is the power of a teacher. He used to come, and it was winters, January, and used to come only once in a week. Initially, he started with twice in a week. Within a month, I saw sea change in my son, twice in a week, but he used to be connected through phone calls or whatever. February, sir, I saw a major change. He increased his frequency to thrice. He used to bring the question papers from other schools, give it to my son, and just stand and say, "Isko pura solve kar de, aaj ki class free." And animation, my son used to take it as a challenge. And sir used to sit for 3 hours. Can you imagine? My son used to solve. This kept on happening till the day he had his maths exam. He came a night before, couple of days before the exam, whatever was the preparatory leave. Last day, he was leaving my home at 12:30 or something. And we were all, crossing our fingers. It's maths. I calmly went to Sir Animesh, touched his feet or something. Hugged him. I went to him and said, "Kya rahega, sir?" And he looked at me and said, 100. And I was shocked because a couple of months back, a child was 72 and he said 100. I said, okay, if you are saying so, that was the confidence of the teacher. And when I came inside, I said, how well prepared are you? My son said 100%.
Very good.
So, and
so ma'am, what was the result we want to know?
Yeah, 2015 maths. The question paper was very tricky. It came into parliament also. Smriti Irani ji was the HRD minister. He got 96 out of 100.
Great.
The story doesn't end here, sir. He got admission into Ramjas College Statistics Honors, which is complete maths. Today, my son is a data scientist from Australia, which is a complete maths. So this is how one teacher can change your life. I have
amazing.
No example to say.
Amazing.
Working well with Quality Council of India, a very big, respectable organization, and he's doing nothing but maths and entire day and night. And I give credit to only one human being. So this is how one teacher can change
your life.
Yes.
And within 2 months, he changes.
Within 2 months.
2 months, right. Amazing.
This is one example. Now, sir laughs and says, "Ma'am, मैं तो अपने charges बढ़ा दूंगा आपके बेटे का example लेके." I said,
okay, that's great. You take whatever you want, but you do come. Right. Thank you so much, ma'am. There's so much to talk, but we are in shortage of time. Divya, ma'am, will come up to you. Please, a very, very short answer we need from you. We say technology is a tool with the help of which teachers can become smarter and thus provide smart learning. What are your views on this? Within a minute, ma'am, please.
That's definitely true, sir. But again, I would say that first of all, teacher has to have that aptitude, that teaching aptitude. And I won't take much of the time. I just want to include a beautiful thing here. Like all of us, we watch daily soaps. And we see an episode today and we just hook on to see what is going to happen next. So I think a teacher needs to include these things into his or her teaching, so that the children, they may look up to her, that what the teacher is going to teach in the next class. So I think the classroom management, that has an important role to play. Again, I would say that what to teach, rather than that, the teacher should know how to teach and why to teach at all. So these things, they need to be included.
Amazing, ma'am. Very precise and very good answer. Thank you so much, ma'am. Nirmal sir will come up to you. Please, you have also again heard to all the principals and the administrators. Please let us know about that, how these things, I mean, your app is going to make things interesting to the students along with the teacher, how this is going to help. And every teacher is going to become that teacher which Indu Sharma's ma'am's son teacher had been.
Great. So I don't know if we can transform the teacher, but we definitely want to be the people who give teacher all the right tools and data that they can use to teach the child in the right way. They understand what the child does not know. They understand what the child needs to know, and they be able to fill the gap. That is our goal. And I want to leave everybody with this thought that I think that teachers, especially today, should stop thinking of technology as a replacement or as a competition to them. Not anymore. I think COVID has taught us all that technology is not going to replace the teacher. It is going to complement the teacher. It is going to support the teacher. And it can make them much better teachers simply by being able to give them more data, by being able to give them more time in certain ways to focus on teaching rather than doing administrative tasks. And most important, by making children very comfortable with learning concepts which they are not able to teach in the classroom. So that's what technology can do. That's what we are doing. And that's what I would like all the teachers to adopt. I would like to see every teacher in this country taking up technology as if they are carrying their daily lesson plan, right? As if they are carrying the scale and chalk piece to the classroom. They carry technology with them. That's what it should be.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. And whatever I've heard from you before and now also, it's an amazing concept, which is surely going to make the mathematics comfortable to all the students without any gender bias. It should be, because mathematics may be easy for the girls and boys both and can be difficult for both of them. All the best to Nirmal sir, and hope that this Countingwell reaches everyone and makes maths more interesting. And of course, we wish you all the best to add up more classes into it, so that the more all the classes should get benefited. Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Thank you.
Now coming up to a very surprise and a 5 to 7 minutes round or last round, we have started up a new thing in the show that every guest who is coming up, this is a get together of the academicians, the administrators, the principals, and before ending, we have a little entertainment that every participant has to sing 2 lines, whatever it is. It may be regional language, it may be a devotional song, it may be a patriotic song, it may be a filmy song or a religious song. Because everybody was saying that, I mean, I know that it was Women's Day yesterday. So Bharatiya Nari, I mean, all the Naris, I mean, the women's, they will start this up, which will be followed by Dheeraj sir. So who will start, ma'am? Indu ma'am, you are an inspiration today, ma'am.
Sir, I have the worst voice. I can't even sing.
Ma'am,
Okay.
see,
Ma'am, you haven't heard me sing.
ma'am, administrators are genies. They have all the stakeholders, they rub them and say, and with a smiling face, we have to be there, kya hukam hai mere ka, and we have to do that. And at the very same time, in the Teachers' Day or the Children's Day, when you're pushing up your teachers to do this and do that for the kids, so this is karma, and you're coming up with the same thing that you have to be versatile and you have to sing. And of course, there's a child in everybody's heart, because we do not grow above 18 age, because we are between the kids from age 3 to 18, we never grow above 18.
We never grow.
Nobody over here is above 18. Nirmal sir might be, but 5 of us are not there. We are not above 18 because we are the kids. You will, I mean, you will agree with see, sir is agreeing. Sir is agreeing. Married person always agrees with everything. Sir, Dheeraj sir, if you want to leave first, so sir, you have to sing and then you can go, sir.
Sir, I would take this liberty to not to sing, but to share something on Women's Day about women. So if I'm allowed, because I'm not even a bathroom singer.
Sir, nobody says a bathroom singer even. And but because we are genies and we are all rounders.
Okay, thank you. So
even a school prayer will also do, sir. Even a school prayer will also do.
No, I would like to recite something for the ladies. So
Sure.
in that case, it is not a song, but a saying which says that basically 24 hours a day, we are in search of different women. First is the Vidya, which is education, of course. And then on a lighter side, then the second is the Lakshmi, the wealth. And for sure, Shanti, that is peace. And when we talk about down to dusk, we are always at work. And so earning for our food, that is Usha se Sandhya tak, we look for Anupurna, that is the food. And then at night, we look forward to Nisha mein hum nindya apni aate hain, that sapna dekhte hain. And these are the initiatives. Even the Hindu mantra talks about Gayatri mantra. The great epic Gita is there. The puja, the arti is all done for that Shraddha, the Vandana. And of course, we are still women. We even try praying. Now we are in the dark, we think of Jyoti. So if lonely, we want sneh, prem. And then, of course, the friendship, we look forward. Obviously, in the battlefield, we look for Jaya, the victory. Okay, so we are old. Of course, when we grow older, we look for sympathy and love. Here comes Karuna and Mamta. And then, of course, now we are all those we are angry with. We look for Shama, And then that is what we look for. If you understand my bhavna, that's basically the women's world. And we look forward to a big salute to the ladies. Thank you very much.
But the summary of your saying is, sir, that again, all the Devis are over there. What about the Devtas? They are nowhere. They are like us only, that they have to stay back and all the ladies are in front.
Certainly.
Certainly, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Indu ma'am, thank you so much, sir. Indu ma'am, 2 lines only. You are such a versatile person, reaching everywhere. So if their children say that, ma'am, please sing 2 lines for us. After that, Amrita ma'am.
सुन लिया ना कि मैं गाना गा रही हूँ, तो वो YouTube पे डाल देंगे that mummy is singing today, क्योंकि चलो, I'll just for the happiness, because you have decided to end this show with happiness, I'll just I can't sing in rhythm, I can't sing in tune, I'll just sing for the sake of the group we have today. हंसते हंसते कट जाए रस्ते जिंदगी यूं ही चलती रहे खुशी मिले या गम बदलेंगे ना हम दुनिया चाहे बदलती रहे थैंक यू स्टे हैप्पी एवरीबॉडी बहुत टफ लाइफ होती है प्रिंसिपल्स की
We are genies, ma'am. As I told, we are all genies. And Amrita, ma'am, is so genies of the genies. She said, so she will also sing instead of 2 lines. She may sing 4 lines even.
I don't know how much I'm going to sing and what I'm going to sing. You said it was a surprise. It's come as a shock to me. I wish I knew earlier. So at least I would have chosen a better song than what
I'm not telling even, ma'am. You might have refused.
So anyways, I'm just going to sing a song because it's the evening and I thought it's very relevant, though it's more of a romantic song, more than something that people would expect teachers to sing. So if anybody is trying to stereotype me, please stay away. I'm not at all the stereotypical types. Okay, so I'm going to sing this one. I'd love everybody to join. Maybe next time, Mr. Chandok, you can give a song and all of us can sing it together. It will be much better, I guess.
Sure,
Okay.
ma'am.
ये शाम मस्तानी मदहोश किए जाए मुझे डोर कोई खींचे तेरी ओर ले जाए ये शाम मस्तानी. So that's it.
Beautiful,
Very nice,
beautiful. See, the principals or the administrators who are coming over here, they say that we are not even bathroom singers. They're singing so well that I will have to talk to the Indian Idol people that they should start up a show. Contestants should be only administrators, the directors and principals only. No.
Judges should be the chairman.
Yeah, no, ma'am.
Chairman again.
Not again, ma'am. Not again. This is me time. This is our me time, ma'am. This is a different show with the me time, show of the administrators, by the administrators, and for the administrators. We are having our fun time. If management will come, we'll stand up, like the national anthem, we'll stand up. Already, Amrita ma'am is over there. Ma'am, please don't take it otherwise. Divya ma'am, over to you, your chance. And Nirmal sir, get ready, please. Divya ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute.
बेतहाशा दिल ने तुझको ही चाहा है हर दुआ में मैंने तुझको ही मांगा है तेरा जाना जैसे कोई बद्दुआ दूर जाओगे जो तुम मर जाएंगे हम सनम तेरी कसम. That's it, sir.
Very well sung, ma'am. All are singers over here. Now people are saying we are not singer, and just see how Nirmal sir will sing now.
So, thank you for putting me last because if I start singing, I'm sure everybody would start signing off. So, anyway, here goes. I would appreciate if you could sing with me so that my voice doesn't sound so bad. But let's go. Babu samjho ishare
Horn putare.
पम 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 यहाँ चलती को गाड़ी कहते हैं प्यारे पम 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 बाबू समझो इशारे. Thank you.
Amazing. Had a wonderful time with all of you. Thank you so much, Nirmal sir, and Dheeraj sir has left. Divya ma'am, Indu ma'am, Amrita ma'am. I hope all of you enjoyed also, had a great learning session also. I learned a lot and I have gained a lot from all of you, and hope to see you in another session again. And hopefully now you will, remember that you have to sing a song again. And please don't disagree that I won't be coming. You should get ready with a very beautiful song. We are genies. We can do anything. We
will add to our CVs a good singer, upcoming singer.
Ma'am, Indian Idol, we are going to start, man. Don't worry. I'll apply for that for sure.
I'll write upcoming singer. I was always writing, pursuing MA psychology. So लोग कहते थे कि बुढ़ापे में भी पढ़ लो. अब ये बुढ़ापे में गाना गाने की भी आ गई है.
We cannot grow above 18, ma'am, unless we don't get retired. We are never above 18. I hope you will agree with this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Had a nice time with you all.